All right. Oh my goodness. It is day 6 of the How to Level Up challenge. Can you believe that? Day 6. We are on day 6 already of How to Level Up challenge, the game of life. The game of life called you. And let's get ready to dive in. I want to first just welcome everyone on in and let you know, glad to have you in the building. We are broadcasting live from the planet Earth. I actually am in my Venus spaceship. Welcome on in to everyone. How are we all doing? Welcome in, Crystal. Good to see you, Mr. Dante, Angelique in the building. Cosmic Love is here. Tina Brown is in the building. Marissa, Soulful of Love, McCrae is in the building. Shiva, welcome on in. Everyone's coming on in. Do me a favor. Let's just kind of do a cosmic road check and let me know where you're tuning in from. And also, if this is your first time tuning in to the galaxy famous, the Galactic Blue Room. Let me know if this is your first time tuning in. And if you've been here for a while, let me say welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Get a pen, get a piece of paper, make yourself comfortable. At least for now, get comfortable and something to write with. Because we're going to be diving into the challenge that we have going on. And definitely let me know if you have been participating in the challenge. We are on day 6. And day 6 is all about Moonlit Magic. We're going to be tapping into that in just a short moment. But let's get those likes up if you all can do that for me. Let's get that likes up so that we can let the Soul family know that we are here. Matter of fact, let me send out a notification to let them know that we are live. Day 6 is about to level up right here in the Blue Room. And so welcome on in. Oh, okay. We got McCrae Victor from West Sumter, South Carolina. I know where that is. Yeah, I know those parts of the cosmic streets. I know exactly where Sumter is. And so welcome on in. Good to have you joining us for the very first time. Feel free to hit that like button as well, because we do want to let me let everybody know that we are live. Peace and greetings, Soul family, soulful vibes. This is Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle, and I wanted to let you know that day 6 of the Level Up Challenge has begun, and we are live right now on YouTube in the Blue Room. Would love for you to come on over and join us. See you soon. Peace and love. Ciao. So I'm going to send that message out to everyone on the broadcast channel over on IG, on Soulful Vibes, the broadcast channel, so that they can come on over and join us. But let's get those likes up and also those invitations out, as well as if you know somebody, if you know anybody who perhaps, I feel like the chat got frozen for a minute. Hopefully you all are not frozen for a minute. And you can still hear me. Let me get a sound check here. But to know that you all are still here. But definitely let's get, let's get the like up. I love that what Mr. Dante said. He says, hitting the like button clears your YouTube chakra. I love that. Hitting the like button clears your YouTube chakra. And so true. Hit that like button. Clear your YouTube chakra. I love that, Mr. Dante, who's our moderator tonight. Welcome on in. I see Tremel has stepped up in the blue room. Welcome on in. The goddess Rainwater is in the building. Good to see you. Priestess Erica is in the building. Benjamin is in the house. So good to see you. So, before we dive into the level up challenge, first of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who tapped into the magic of Otter Spirit and ordered some of their AAA grade crystal bracelets and jewelry that's over there. So, thank you to everyone. I really have enjoyed working with their products and again, really enjoy and definitely will be back for more. And then also, I want to say thank you to everyone who has been diving into the live. How has that honestly been going for you? And working with it. Many of you have shared your thoughts. I'm getting to all of your comments and I will get to them. And you've also been passing the challenge along to others, which I'm truly grateful for. I think it is something that definitely can support all of us in this time. And really, really, we can benefit from it. And when I'm working with the energy, it's a couple of things that I'm tapping into just so I can kind of give you all the backstory of the challenge, the Oracle's Guide. I first am taking the pulse in the Akashic records and really just kind of reading the cosmic energy that's on the planet at this time. And of course, those of us who are in the US, this has been one of the hot topics on the planet, but as well as some of the other places around the world. So I'm really looking at every single place because, as you know, we have listeners on Planet Remix that listen from every place and certainly every single continent on the planet. So all of that is taken into consideration, as well as one of my other favorite loves, with has to do with numerology. So I infuse the energy of numerology in there, talking about that connection, how we can really amplify these frequencies, because this is what we're talking about. One of the things to keep in mind is that energy is available to us at all times. Absolutely, at all times. And there are certain times that things are more amplified. Just like, for all of us, one of the things that's a part of our cosmic blueprint in our alignment is that after we have our born day, our birthday, you have sort of a window or a portal that sort of opens for you. And I kind of see this portal opening for people. When I'm looking at you, I can literally tell because a lot of the energy is going to be coming out of the front and the back of your third eye chakra. How interesting is that? I can literally see it. And you have 52 days. I like to call that 52 days of superpower, because this is where you're just going to be gliding high because you're recalibrating everything that transpired over the last calendar year for you from your born day. And you sort of just get an extra blast, an extra powerful blast right after your born day. And so these are some of the things that I've taken into consideration when doing these challenges and doing the work. So definitely the information from the Akashic records. Numerology is infused in there, as well as astrology and astronomy, which I know often we talk more about the astrology side, but one of the sides that I really get a lot of pleasure and love and thoroughly enjoy is the astronomy side, because then I get to make a direct communication and connection with the celestial planets. And it's so much fun. So much fun. So we're going to get a little bit of a taste of that. Can you get a little taste, as the song goes? We're going to get a little taste of that again tonight as we work with day 6 of the challenge. And so here's something I want you all to do, is to get you something to write with. I promise I won't keep us long here, but get you something to write with and something to write on. Whenever possible, I kind of have a preference here. And that preference that I have at this particular point is the preference that I have at this particular point is that you write in blue ink. And the reason I want you to write in blue ink is because you can always tell the original when something is written in blue ink. If you write something in black ink and you make copies, it's kind of hard to figure out what was the copy and what was the original. So hence the reason I love working with divine blueprints, and especially all of my one-on-one personal readings that I do. I'm looking at your divine blueprint. Kamari, you are commenting at this time, so I'm not sure why it won't let you comment at this time, but we can all see you and you are present. We also have Brother Lance, who just stepped up in the building, our other moderator, along with a slew of other soul family. Want to welcome you all in. Let's hit that like button there, and I want to thank you all for being here. But you want to write in blue ink so you can see that. I want us to take a quick check-in, because right now, today we are still in the thralls of a lot of energy. Pluto and Capricorn moving direct. This energy is, it kicked off and it's still moving, and we're going to be moving direct until November the 19th, which is the end of our challenge. We'll talk about that as we get closer, but we also have some other things that are going on for us at this particular time. Right now, we are in the moon stage of what the moon is called a void, of course. Very powerful energy. And we're going to be working with moonlit energy right now. And we're doing it at the perfect time. Whenever the moon is considered to be in a void, right? Because the moon acts as this huge mirror. And what it does, it reflects whatever it passes through. Whenever the moon passes through anything, your emotions, your feelings, your thoughts, your action, it reflects that back. So the moon, somebody write this down, the moon/mood. So your mood and the moon go hand in hand. This is also why the frequency and the magnetic field around the moon is what is in direct alignment with the waters on the planet and the waters that exist in all living things, including you. So I want you to think back to earlier today, and somewhere around 7 o'clock, around 7:30, a little before 7:30, maybe 6:30, 5:30, depending on what side of the world you're living on. We'll use this as Eastern Standard Time. You might have started feeling a little different. If you were having very, very intense feelings, you might have noticed those feelings started to subside. or the adverse happen. Your thoughts, your feelings could have started getting amped up. A lot of this has to do with your connection with the moon, because the moon is reflecting whatever it's passing through, and it is determined, how we determine, or how it has been determined to be void when it stopped making or stop having conversations with other planets. So when the moon stops communicating, when the moon goes radio silent, meaning when it stops communicating, when it stops conversing, when it stops talking with other planets, when it stops speaking to different constellations, when it's transiting from one zodiac sign to the other, it's considered to be void, of course. It's kind of like the moon is saying, let me be a little quiet here. Let me stop reflecting. Let me stop communicating. Let me stop talking. Let me go within for a moment. Because now you're left with your real, your honest, and your authentic feelings. Nothing is triggering you. Nothing is egging you on. No one's asking you no questions. You know, no one can tell you no lies. You're just in your space with yourself. Now, traditionally, it is said that when the moon, and by the way, right now, the moon is in a void. It will be in a void until around 10:59. So right before, you guessed it, 11. Around 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Brother Lance said, wow, my siblings wanted to throw me a get-together tonight, and I just wanted to chill tonight. Powerful. And by the way, happy born day! To Brother Lance. And everyone who's celebrating a born day. And everyone who's celebrating a born day tonight. Happy born day to you. Love you so much, Brother Lance. You guys know Brother Lance is one of our moderators for Planet Remix, and he is celebrating his born day. But yes, Brother Lance, that's why you wanted to kind of chill with yourself. Now, when it gets to be about 11 p.m. Eastern, you might be like, hey, let's wind up a little bit. But right now, so here are some of the things that I want to tell you. They will say that it's ill-advised to launch, announce anything under a void moon. That's not necessarily true. But I can understand what they say. Social media posts tend to not get seen under a void. And so usually what happens when companies and corporations are doing advertisements or putting something out, they will boost, they will pay to get things seen. So social media makes a lot of money on a void, of course. because somebody will pay to boost a post to get it extra visibility. During these times, avoid, of course. They say when things are launched under a void moon, it often lacks the momentum to keep moving and carrying things forward. Only because it's a quieter period. It's kind of like the qualities we think about of the moon. Just think about how the still waters are. But that's not always true. It could be a little more challenging, just like trying to walk outside when the wind is blowing or fly a kite when there is no wind. It's not impossible, but it can be done. But what this time is great for, it's great for tuning in. It's great for connecting with our intuition. It's a perfect time because we are in closer contact with our inner world. It's such a divine time for us to go inward. So here's what I want you to also know. That when the moon is in this state of what we call the void of course, things are not what they appear during these times. It's an illusion that is happening with us. It's an illusion that is happening. So, remember, things are not as they appear when they're viewed through the lens of the void. Especially when we're talking about people. Things like new relationships, different kinds of contracts or agreements or offers. You need to look at the fine detail. Now, the moon goes void all the time. Sometimes it's so short that you may not even notice the void. Like it can happen so quick. Very quick. It could be 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Sometimes it can be hours, sometimes 24 hours. Sometimes it can go into the next day. We're not going to avoid a void, of course. That's not the point. The point is to be so in tune with your needs that you understand what to do during these voids. This void, of course. And depending on when you were born and how you were connected to the moon in your birth chart, this may be a more overwhelming or underwhelming feeling of the void. You may feel that at this particular time. So, I want you all to know that about the void, of course, and to understand that. That being said, we are in the void, of course, right now, and we're going to be working with some moon energy. Because once this moon comes out of the void, we are diving into the deep waters of Pisces. And we're going to be in this Piscean energy of this waters from November the 9th all the way up until the 12th. So this is the perfect time for rest, for meditation, intuitive work, dealing with relationships, making clear communication, journaling, avoiding illusions, and being delusional. These are some of the things that we will be working on going towards and moving towards this time. All right. So now that we got that out the way, welcome in everybody. Let's hit that like button. Let's dive in deeper into day 6, Moonlit Magic. Let's dive deeper into that. Who's ready to go deeper? And how are we doing with the challenge? How are we doing with the challenge? Yeah, and here's another thing. Thank you for this, Priestess Erica. I forgot about this. The Titans were also placed in a place called the Void. Yeah, they were placed in the Void. Tartarius. They were placed, which is a constellation in the sky, which is pretty interesting. Even when you think about Scorpio itself, at one time, Libra and Scorpio, like Libra didn't exist, kind of, like it didn't have its own constellation. It was really connected to the constellation of Scorpio. But that's a story for a whole nother day that we can begin to start talking about. But let's get ready to dive into the Moonlit Magic for day 6 on how to level up challenge. All right. Yes, Brother Lance, that's right. Libra was the claws. Libra's was the claws, the Scorpio claws. Absolutely. So we're going to do this Moonlit. We're going to do a 2-part of the Moonlit Magic. It's going to be a writing ritual. And one of the things that we're going to do, and here's something. I thought long and hard about this one, but it's perfect because I want you to think about the work that you're doing. It's kind of like liquid magic, which I'm curating some of that liquid magic as well, getting it ready for the full moon, and getting it ready for this 11/11 portal, and the full moon that's coming up, because we're going to have that 11/11 portal and the full moon both happening at the same time. Can we say that? Oh, that's going to be a power punch that we are walking into. But I want to tell you this. I want you to think about this. This is going to be very reflective, and it's going to be something very soothing, because this is the time that we need to be really diving into some soothing work and some letting go, still letting go and flowing. I want you to think about how many layers an onion has, or even a cabbage. You're peeling back the layers. And what the essence of what we're getting to is the authentic root, or the authentic core of who you are. A lot of us have been programmed in so many different ways. And whether that programming was done through our childhood, or through school systems, or through friendships, relationships, and information we've been taking in, and all kinds of things. You want to make sure it's not about, when I say letting go, I'm talking about making it your focal point. I'm not necessarily talking about letting it go, like never going back to it, even though there are some things you must do that. Now, if you're a new listener, we are all in different points and different areas of our lives of where that letting go must occur. We may be very good in our relationships. We may be in the top tier when it comes to us navigating ourselves and who we are and expressing that in the world. But maybe when it comes to us sort of in the area of finance, or when it comes to the area of our health, or when it comes to the area of our relationships, or when it comes to the area of sort of how we take care of our sacred space, we may have some letting go in those areas. It's never about having yourself in a position where you're always fixing yourself. So I want to make that very clear. You're not fixing yourself, you're just releasing these things that are truly not who you are. Does that make sense to everyone? And you will know that by who you are. You're going to know that. You're going to know that, hey, this particular area of my life, I know that this is not truly what I'm capable of and who I truly am. How are you going to know? Because this is the area of your life where you're going to find that you struggle. It's the area of your life where you're going to find that you get frustrated often. It's the area of your life where you constantly feel like you're seeking a solution. It's going to be the area of your life that you have been so frustrated possibly at times that you started looking outside of yourself for what got you here? How did I get here? Was it my family? Was it the relationships I was in? Was it the friendships or the people I had around me? Was it some food that I was eating? Is it my environment that I live in? Like, you're going to know that you're going to see that even though we know all things start inside, you have been working on this for so long that you are exhausted in thinking it's in you. It has to be something outside of you, even though we know that's an illusion. But I think you all get the message of what I'm expressing to you here. This is just so you can see this is the area where you do need to let something go because this isn't who you are. And somewhere you have reprogrammed yourself into believing that this was true for you, whatever that is. And I want you to look at all of the health in your life, your mental health, your physical health, your spiritual health, right? Your environmental health, your financial health. If I didn't say that, look at all of the health in your life because this is where it's going to show up for you. And this is where you need to do the most in this ritual of letting go. So here's what you're going to need. Let me go ahead and give you your materials that you're going to need. You can think of this as your checklist. You're going to need a pen, and a notebook. You can dedicate it to the challenge, or you're going to need at least a chapter or some pages you can staple together, or you can tie it together. But you want to make it dedicated to your moonlit magic, okay? This is so profound, and I want you all to know this. You're going to sit in front of a window where you either can see the physical moon or you can see the stream of the moonlit light coming in. If it's convenient for you, if you have a balcony or a patio or somewhere where you can be safe, or you can go outside in the moonlight, if it is possible for you. I have literally done this with opening the sunroof in my car, finding a beautiful spot like on the top of a mountain, and parking my car and doing it there. So I want you to think about that, to find a place where you can have the moonlit energy. So you're seeing the rays, the moonlight, and that light is either streaming in, or you can feel the stream of that energy. Meaning, if I open my blinds, the sky is lit and I know the moon is lighting it in. You want to be in that position, or you want to be outside. Now, here's an optional thing that you can do. You can either light a small candle, like a tea light candle, if that's possible for you. Or many of you have what I call the sad mirrors, or the lamps that emulate the sun. But most of them have a setting that takes you out of the sun and takes you into the moonlight. You know, the egg or the half-shaped moon, the crescent moon little clock, and you can put that on, and you can illuminate your space. But in a perfect scenario, you want to have the blinds open, window, so you can see the moonlight coming in. And so, as you're sitting by the window, or you're out in this space where you can see the moonlight and it's visible, because what this is going to do, it's going to honor the light of the phase of the moon that we're coming into. It's honoring that. And so the moon itself is going to be symbolizing releasing and going introspective. And this is going to stay open for us until about 3 or 4 days. So if you don't get a chance to do it tonight, you will get a chance to embark on this. And so here is the Spirit Quest activation I want you to do, because this is going to help you ground yourself. You'll close your eyes and take a couple of deep breaths. Always remember to keep your feet flat on the ground. Spine straight, because this is how we run energy through our bodies. And we know how to run the energy through our bodies. And then I want you to imagine the calming energy of the moon sort of kind of washing itself all over you. Washing all over you. And at this point, what you're doing is you're just sort of merging yourself with the energy of the moonlight. You are becoming one with this glow of this moonlight. And so this is going to take us into activation number 1. And what I want you to write down, because this is going to be some quick prompts that I'm going to give you, some quick releasal prompts that you're going to have. And then I want you to set a timer. And the timer is going to be for 30 seconds. You can set it on your phone. If you have a timer clock, put the timer clock there. Yeah, I forgot to tell you guys, you're going to need your phone or a timer clock. Use your phone. It'll work. What patterns am I ready to release? And then you're going to hit the 30-second timer. And I want you to allow your thoughts to flow, and I want you to write them down. Write down any thoughts, any relationships, any beliefs, any patterns, something you feel has been weighing you down or no longer serving you. Allow yourself to be open and honest without judgment. I'm telling you, the shit that comes up will blow your mind. You may hear something like, once I heard you need to let go of all your towels. I was thinking, whoa. Where did that come from? And that started me on this quest that every 6 to 9 months, I get rid of all of my towels and I go buy new ones. I've been doing that for over 10 years. So just that quick release prompt, you will start to hear things that will come up that quick. Another time, get rid of your doormat. Let it go. Another time it was, let go of that friendship. Not an explanation. We're not trying to get in and dive into it, because these are things that are coming from you. You already know what it is. You just started doing that with your towels and sheet. I got an old black gold. I got a great feng shui show that I did maybe about 14, 15 years ago, maybe longer, that goes into that whole story. You would find that amazing. So these are quick release prompts. Quick release prompt number 2. And this time you're going to set the timer for another 30 seconds. And here it is. You ready? This is your welcoming prompt. What am I inviting into my life that's in alignment for my highest purpose? Go. Set the timer. You're going to hear stuff that you're going to think to yourself, it doesn't make sense. One time I heard, buy this Starbucks, go get a Starbucks cup. I thought, how does that have to do with my life purpose and alignment? But it did. The cup changed things for me because I wasn't drinking enough water. And that turned into me going on a big quest. Again, this 10, 15 years ago, a quest of diving deeper into different ways of working with water, infusing things into water, and how to do these gentle detoxes with water, and really just the element of water itself. Clean out your closet. Get rid of things you haven't worn in the last 8 months. It wasn't spring cleaning time, so I wasn't thinking about cleaning out my closet. I had already done that. That turned into me getting rid of half the clothes in my closet and turning my closet into a library. And then I thought, oh, getting rid of my clothes, I initially wasn't getting rid of my clothes for the library. I was getting rid of my clothes because that was my welcoming prompt. Welcoming prompt. And then I seen how it was in alignment with my highest purpose. I didn't get that part till much later after my closet was cleaned out, and I thought, oh, I can put some bookshelves in here and I can turn this into my library. So trust what you're getting. Trust what you're getting at this time. Don't overthink it. Don't let your mind enter into this challenge. It's coming from your higher self. And this is a part of the spirit quest. Okay? So you're going to be doing that. And then what I want you to do is, after you've done that, take some time and reread what came up for the release prompt and for the welcoming prompt exercise. You're going to imagine those things being released. Take some time and just kind of journal that. And then at the end, you're going to think about what you're welcoming in. Welcoming in. And this is the prompt that I want you to begin to start working on. And then afterwards, take a screenshot of what came up in both. And I promise you, don't do any editing. Trust what's coming up for you. Just trust what's coming up. You'll be guided and led to a deeper understanding that your mind cannot figure out. I promise you. And so I'm going to give you a CTA before we leave, what I like to call, it's the call to action here. When we get ready to close out here for day 6, I want you to share a single word, come back, of what you're inviting into your life as you release something old. So, in essence, you notice we did two things here with the Moonlit ritual magic. One, we're releasing something. What do I always tell you guys? It is a spiritual law. If you take something out of your life, either mentally, physically, or spiritually, then you must replace it with something of equal or higher frequency. If you do not, if you do not, if you do not, it will just recreate the same circumstances all over again. So this is how we get off of the wheels of life and get off of the cycle of repeating the same lessons, the same circumstances, the same situation. Okay, so come back and leave that comment afterwards. This is going to do it for day 6 of How to Level Up Challenge. Moonlit Magic Ritual. I'm excited for everyone. Please make sure you come back and leave an Oracle report at the end and let me know how the challenge is going for you. I really have enjoyed reading all of your comments and seeing all the transformation and work that each and every single one of you are putting in. I will see you all back here tomorrow, sending you so much love, so much light as we continue to level up the game of life and you. This is the Oracle Guide, and I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle, wishing you peace and love. Peace and love.